Hey everyone, I'm back here at the beach. It's a Miocene era deposit about 8 to 12 million years old. I'm really hoping for a penguin today. There should be crabs as well, maybe some dolphin and a whale. But man, I'm really looking for that penguin. Oh, this is an interesting one. That looks like a crab coming out here. There's a leg, and I think that's the pincer. There's the carapace. It looks to be a big one as well. Some more legs or something up top there. It's got a convenient crack right there. I'm gonna put it to one side. Might grab it on the way back. Just found this one. Oh, look there, there's a pincer sticking out from a crab. And there's a little bit down there as well where my thumb is. Awesome. It's beginning to think I wasn't going to find anything. That's a nice little crab in there. It's not a bad size actually. Might be a bit bigger. Might be a medium-sized one. I've got no idea what the species it could be, but it might be worth having a quick prep at it. I think I see a crab down there. Yeah, that's a little pie-crust crab. I might be able to prep it at the front here and just reveal a bit more of this claw. There's one claw going there, and here's the other one kind of tucked in under it. It's got some damage to the carapace, but there's still some left over there. Awesome. On the board. Now, let's go find that penguin. Not sure what kind of shark this is. I'm liking those teeth. If it was a bit more far gone, I could have kept the jaws, I think. Those back ones are really cool. Very cool. They're still sharp. Let me know if you know what kind of shark that is. Is it a bronze whaler? It's been about an hour since the last find, so we're heading off to the next location. Maybe there's a penguin waiting there. Have a look at this little rock. The only thing I saw sticking out was that leg over there. I flipped it over and there's a crab in there. Here's a crab carapace. It actually looks like one of the ACTINOTOCARCINUS ones, which are quite rare. Awesome. Just as I said, we hadn't found anything for the last hour. It's always like that. I'm on my way to the new spot, and I'm walking along this section of beach that I've walked before. Look what I found. How did I miss that? Gonna say it's a crab. Could also be a crayfish. I see more of it. Have a look there. That's a decent size, whatever it is. Yeah, there's something in there, and it's going all the way through to that side. I'm wondering if it's a crayfish, just because of the shape of it. And as I was getting it, I saw something behind it. Have a look there. That looks like a crab as well. Yeah, that looks like a crab. I'm not sure what species. I'm hoping the carapace is still left on the top here. It's nice and soft as well. Might be easy to prep. Awesome. 2 good finds. I think I have 2 crabs in frame here. Here's the first one. A very definite crab claw coming out there, I think. Might be a little crayfish. And definitely something going on there. And then this one. No, that's a false alarm. But yeah, that's a cool one. There's a tiny, tiny claw sticking up there. Yeah, I think it's just part of a claw. Yeah, I think it's just part of a claw there. I'm not seeing much else. Cool. It's very strange, I haven't found any whalebone yet today. Normally I find stacks over here. I'm not sure if that's bone or barnacle over there. Almost looks like bone. It's got the honeycombing going on. But I've seen barnacles over here that look very similar. It's very small, so I'll take it home. The tide's coming in. This is one of the spots where I find most of my crabs. So I'll take it real slow. I'm such a sucker for bones. I think I see one peeking out just behind that rock over there. Yep. It's quite an interesting one. Looks to be of decent age. I wonder if it's a seal. I'll take it back home and see if I can figure out what it is. If you know, please let me know in the comments. There's a nice piece of jasper down there. Looks to be purple and green. Oh yeah, some nice greens in there. quite often find the purple jasper down here. It does cut and polish really nicely. I'll leave this one down here for someone else. Now I see something good. Have a look there. And there's some legs sticking out there. Crab legs. Well, I think they're crab legs. Yep. Oh, nice. Look at the size of that claw. That'll be a really nice crab in there. And there's a bit of the carapace sticking out there. Awesome. This is the find of the day so far. Time to get going before we get trapped. Tide's coming in really quickly now. Man, I'm so happy with this crab. That's going to be a nice crab. That shape at the top there reminds me of one of those ACTINOTOCARCINUS crabs. Whenever there's a crab in there, see, it almost wants to look like there's a spike going off there and there. Yeah, there's a leg or something sticking out over there. Yeah, I'll take that home. I think it's either a crayfish or a crab in there. Just found this concretion out here. I'm not sure if it's anything. I'm gonna take it home just in case. It's very small. Hopefully it's something good. That looks quite strange. I wonder if it's bone. I don't think it is bone, but man, that looks so much like a bird skull. The beak going there and back there. Quite strange. I'll keep it just in case. Here are today's finds. Actually quite a decent amount. Didn't realize how much I'd found. Let's take a closer look at it. I'm thinking this is a crab claw. Then half a crab over there. A bit more than half a crab. Another nice little carapace. And then this claw. Not too sure about this one. I thought it was bone. But yeah, it could also be a barnacle. There is that weird kind of barnacle out there that does look like bone. Here's the 2 bits of bone I found today. A nice worn vertebra. I don't think it's whale size, it looks maybe dolphin size. And then a seal forearm. This one I don't think is fossilized, it's just really worn. Here's the first crab I found. Pretty much as I started. You can see there's part of its carapace over there, and then I think the claw is going to be there, and that's a leg sticking out. It's that quite strange orange color, which I like. I don't know what's in the rest of the concretion, but this section is just a crab. Yeah, the other crab concretions, this one is the best by far. Have a look at that claw sticking out there. It's got such a beautiful blue color. And then more on that side. It's going to be a nice big crab with that one. It's one of the first ones I found. You can see there's a bit of claw sticking out there, some legs. Here's that strange one I found. I texted Craig a picture of it, and he says this looks like a fossil hamburger. I can't unsee it. But it's got something sticking out on this side as well. This one, I think the top is very loose. I might be able to work away at the top here and then lift it up and see what's inside without having to prep it. This one I found right at the end, and I think that's a bit of a crab sticking out there. This one's definitely in the maybe pile. It reminded me of the penguin that Craig had found. It's got these bits sticking out here and there, and then also there. And then a few tiny little bits all throughout. I'm not too sure. I'll have to prep it at some point. Might have to try an acid prep. It looks really fragile. Here's another one from the maybe pile. This reminded me of a bit of bone, just the structure. It almost looks like a bird beak, if this is the top of the beak. That's the bottom. So I thought I might as well bring it home. It was really close to the car. It's got all sorts of things throughout the concretion. Let's see if we can figure out what's inside this one. Before I start work on it, I'm gonna add some consolidant on here. Because if I start chipping away at it and it flakes off, it's a lot more work trying to put it back together. I've had a close look at this, and I think if I chip away at this edge, this whole top section is going to come off and I'll be able to see what's inside here. There's good separation between the fossil and the concretion, so I'm hoping it will just come away quite cleanly. It's got such a hollow sound when I hit it. Might be really lucky and it's going to come away super. Oh yeah. I think it's going to lift off. It's coming loose. Oh. Yeah, that's a crayfish. I think that's a crayfish. Wow, that came apart perfectly. That is incredible. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some consolidant over there. There's a tiny crack there and just up there before I do anything else. After prepping this a bit, I don't think it's a crayfish. I think it's actually a big, very big claw. Here's the upper part of the claw, and I think the bottom is going to come through there, and this section will be the other claw. Very strange. I've never seen a claw this big from this location. Unfortunately, it's got a hollow section over here in the front. It sometimes happens. You just have to deal with it. What I normally do is I put some really thin super glue in there just to get into all the little nooks and crannies, and then I use a thicker one just to fill it up. I'll have to leave it then for a couple of days while it hardens before I can carry on and work on it. Very strange. This is a really big claw, especially from that side. I'm going to use this Paleo Bond to start with. It's a really thin super glue. And it comes with a handy nozzle that will fit in there. That should give it a decent coating, and then I can use a thicker super glue afterwards. I often use this one for gluing the crabs back together. Give that a couple of days to harden up in there. Then I'll carry on. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a nice little hunt with a bit of a prep. Even though it's not a crayfish, I'm really happy with it. Hopefully I'll soon be able to show you the finished product. See you on the next hunt.